Hey, what's going on, guys? Matty Brawl here, and today we have not just one, but two games of the week. Not two games in a single week, but we actually had to miss an upload last week just because some hectic schedules and issues with voting and whatnot on the what people thought was the best game of the week. So now we have the games of the weeks for weeks 8 and 9. So for week 8, we have the Portland Timburrs, which are over here, versus the Seattle Seadras, which are over here. And we'll get right into this battle. Looking at it, I like the look of the Timburrs team. It has a really nice balance of offensive threats backed by pretty good defensive synergy with Pokemon like Latias and Celebi. Are Pokemon that can dish out hits pretty hard, and especially Latias, and can take them pretty well with their nice defensive typings to recover as well as Hippowdon. And then just all-out threats like Mega Pinsir and Infernape with Electros, which is also a really nice pivot, having a great move pool and good attacking stats and defensive stats to back it up. And then over here, the Seattle Seadras is another nice mix of power, speed, and defense with bulky Pokemon like Goodra, Milotic, and Mandibuzz, even Klefki, and then fast, powerful sweepers like Thundurus and Mega Gallade. So this should be an interesting game. So we get right into it, and the Thundurus goes for U-turn instead of Volt Switch. That's interesting. Maybe trying to get the Hippo to come in so he can lure it in. So he goes right into his Goodra, and interesting enough, Portland Timburrs they double from Mega Pinsir into Electros, predicting something to come in, but the Goodra just stays and goes for Thunderbolt. So I'm not sure if that was a prediction or maybe the Goodra was physically defensive, being able to take a return from a Mega Pinsir. I think that might be what the Seadras had in mind, just because normally you wouldn't want a Mega Pinsir to stay in on a Goodra or a Goodra to stay in on a Mega Pinsir, because Mega Pinsir is just so ridiculously strong and Goodra's defense is really low. So now Goodra goes for the Muddy Water. Interesting move there. Doesn't do a lot to the Electros though. That could be Assault Vested, I'm not sure. So now he goes into the Pinsir, and now the Seadras switch out into Milotic. So Milotic does not take that very well. It's going to get 2 KO'd easily. So now the Timburrs make a good double, predicting the Klefki going into Electros. So now he goes for a Volt Switch, and that does a lot. That could be Specs. So now he goes into his Hippowdon, and he will be able to probably get up his rocks here. So that is what he does as he gets poisoned by the Klefki. Now the Timburrs go into their Celebi, which is fine because Celebi has Natural Cure, and the Toxic isn't really going to matter in the long run, because whenever he switches out, it'll go away. So now he gets some Leech Seed recovery back and goes into Infernape here, and that looks like it's a good play because the Goodra comes in, but he goes for Swords Dance, but takes that Muddy Water better than I thought it would have. So now he goes for the Mach Punch, and that does nothing. Wow, that does absolutely nothing. He goes for another Mach Punch, and that knocks out the Milotic. So maybe this is a Sash Infernape or something like that. So here the Gallade goes for the Shadow Sneak, but Infernape lives that. And KOs with the Fire Punch. I don't think that the crit mattered there if that's an Iron Fist Infernape, just because Iron Fist at +2 could, even Blaze, both of them would have worked there, but whatever it is, at +2, I think that Infernape had a good chance of knocking out the Gallade there. I could be wrong. I definitely could be wrong, but Gallade's defense is low. But I'm just trying to think. Wow, Infernape. I'm surprised he took that Shadow Sneak. This must be a this could be a bulky Infernape. So now he goes for the Fire Punch, and that does nothing to the Mandibuzz. So I don't think that Infernape had a ton of investment. That could have been like a bulky setup Infernape, and that crit probably did matter on the Gallade. So that really did nothing to Mandibuzz. A +2 Fire Punch doing 36%. So Mandibuzz has Rocky Helmet, and Infernape goes down. Now Electros comes in, and he goes for HPIs, predicting the Thundurus to come in. So definitely a good play. If he went for Volt Switch, the Thundurus would have been able to regain some HP. And now the Timburrs go into Mega Pinsir, which is a pretty good play here because they predict the U-turn, and that would basically get a kill on something. So he knocks out the Klefki, and now the Siege is going to their Mandibuzz, defog the rocks away, which is definitely going to help. But wow, that frustration did a lot. That might not even be fully physically defensive Mandibuzz, or it could be an adamant Pinsir, I don't know. but I didn't think that it normally does that much to Mandibuzz. So he goes for another Frustration and still does over 50. So that's more than I remember Pinsir doing to Mandibuzzes. So now Celebi comes in and has the Dazzling Gleam. That's interesting. So he knocks out the Mandibuzz, and now the Thundurus comes in, and it's going to go for U-turn again. So now the Goodra comes in, and it's looking pretty bleak for the Seadras here, just because all they have left are really weakened Goodra and Thundurus T. So Goodra is able to take out the Hippowdon here, though, which is definitely helpful. So now Timburrs go into their Celebi, and that Dazzling Gleam does nothing. So could he possibly have a shot here? I'm not sure. So now he goes into his Thundurus. I guess he's just going to have to spam HP Ice and hope that he can win. So, oh, actually, Knockoff. Could this be a physically attacking Thundurus? And that... Wow, that was pretty close. Oh, wow, that was actually... I don't think... Like, okay, that was pretty interesting. Wow, that was awesome. So... That was a physical Thundurus. I mean, it might have had some special attacks or some special attack investment, but it seems like it was a physical one. Its attack stat is actually pretty high, so that's kind of cool. It had Knockoff, and the Latias had Cobra Berry, so maybe that was designed for the Glade. I don't know. Maybe the teachers have a powerful Dark type on their team, but whatever it was, Cobra Berry is a nice item on Latias. But with the Cobra Berry, that knockoff only did 49%, so it could have been a roll, but if it only did 49%, there's a chance that if it didn't have Cobra Berry, he still wouldn't have been able to knock it out. But if he did knock out the Latias there, that would have been an interesting game, just because I'm not sure if Electros would have been able to take that knockoff if it's a physically offensive one. I'm not sure that Thundurus was fully physically offensive, though, just because when I run Thundurus I with Life Orb, and when I need to run a little bit of attack investment with Life Orb to be able to knock out the Lotties after Stealth Rocks. So I'm not sure if that was fully invested, but it could have been. It definitely could have been. I'm not sure. So that was a really, really good game. Congratulations to the Timburrs. Good game to the Seadras as well. Both teams played really well. And now we will move on to the game of the week for Week 9. And this one is the Timburrs again. And the Timburrs are over here versus Dallas Boy, who is the coach of the San Antonio Swamperts. And now both of these teams have done very well so far, and I think the winner of this team determine the winner of their conference. So this is definitely a huge game. So some interesting choices on the Timburrs over here. It brings Slowking. Slowking is a good Pokemon in this format. I firmly believe that. As well, the Electros again, Infernape, Hippo, Celebi, but then Sandslash. That's pretty interesting. I guess Dallas Boy may have some good hazard stacking options where he wanted to bring some type of hazard removal, and this could also be a Sandslash, which could definitely be really threatening to this offensive team. So it looks like a good choice there. And Dallas Boys, a team looking strong as always. Nidoqueen being fantastic in this format, one of my favorite mons in general and in this format. Salamence as well. Mega Manectric, definitely gonna have trouble getting past the Hippowdon, but other than that, has an okay match. Not a great matchup against this team, to be honest. Entei could actually come in and just click things like Banded Sacred Fire, or just Sacred Fire in general, and do a lot of damage. Tornadus is always a big threat, so we'll get into this battle now. Tornadus leads off and goes for the U-turn. That did a lot. That U-turn did a lot to an Electros. Those things are pretty bulky. So Electros goes for knockoff, and it's a leftovers Electros. So now the Manectric stays in and goes for Ice Fang. Ice Fang? I'm really confused. I'm pretty sure that Ice Fang will do nothing to Hippowdon. Maybe a little bit to Celebi, but nothing to Hippowdon. That's that's interesting. So, because think about it, Hidden Power Ice is almost the same base power, and Mega Manectric's special attack is so much higher than his physical attack. The only thing I could think is maybe he was trying to get a freeze on something. I don't know what the rationale behind that one is, but he goes for the Ice Fang again, and it doesn't look like he's invested. That did absolutely nothing, so 19%. As the Electros goes for Coil, so the Swamperts are already in trouble as they go into their Salamence here. And Electros goes for Coil again, and now it doesn't have an attack boost, but it does have 2 defense boosts. So Salamence goes for Draco Meteor, and that does very little. So could this be a 6-0 Electros sweep? I'm not sure. So he goes for Draco again. And the Electros goes for Thunder Punch here. So Thunder Punch does pretty solid damage. And now he goes for Knockoff, predicting the possible switch, and catches the Nidoqueen coming in. So Nidoqueen is able to knock out the Electros with the Sludge Wave. So now the Infernape comes in, and this Fire Blast knocks it out. I'm not sure if that mattered. If this thing is Scarfed or something, it may matter, but if it was boosted in any way, it probably didn't matter. So now he goes into Slowking on the Entei, and the Entei goes for Sub. So maybe this is a Sub-Toxic Entei. No, Lava Plume. That's pretty interesting. I guess designed to beat the Hippowdon. So Slowking goes for Trick Room. Belly Drum? What is this? Oh, this is cool. The Slowking gets burned, though. Does Slowking have like Baton Pass or anything? No, Aqua Tail. It's just gonna straight up lose to the Entei. That was cool. I did not even know Slowking got Belly Drum, but that was cool, but really didn't work out too well. So now the Trick Room's still up, and he didn't realize. So Swamperts go into their Salamence here as the Trick Room wears off on the Hippo and go for a Hydro Pump. I think that crit mattered just because I don't think that was a Spec Salamence. So now he goes for Hydro Pump, getting the Sand Slash, and that reveals that the Sand Slash is not... Actually, that Sand Slash could be Sand Rush. Hold on. Will that tell me like what the speed is? No. That could be Sand Rush. Just because it's really slow, so its double speed might not be as fast as Scarf Salamence. But it also could, there's a chance that it may not be Sand Rush, just because the Slowking had Trick Room, so maybe it was designed to, this team was designed to be slow. So I guess we'll find out. Now the Mega Manectric comes in, and we'll see if the Sand Slash can outspeed that thing. So he goes for the Earthquake as the Swamperts go into their Tornadus here, so good play, baiting the Earthquake there. So now he goes into Empoleon as the Sand Slash goes for Swords Dance, so good play there. Empoleon goes for Aqua Jet, and Sand Slash gets a crit on the knockoff there, so I'm sure that mattered. I guess some hacks back for the Timburrs there. So now he comes in with the Manectric, and he has no reason not to go for Stone Edge. That'll get a KO here. So the Stone Edge does get a KO, and Sand Slash is putting in so much work at the moment. So now the Tornadus goes for Aerial Ace. I guess it's a physically attacking one. Maybe it's Banded, because that U-turn did so much before. That Aerial Ace is a lot to the Celebi too. The Celebi goes for Swords Dance here. And goes for Sucker Punch. That was interesting. Wow. Oh, the Tornadus lives it with one. Is the Infernape going to have any type of priority? Yes, he has the Vacuum Wave. I don't think he's going to be able to pull it back though, unless he has like Focus Blast or something. Could that be a Specs Infernape? Calm Mind Entei. In power, I don't know. I think it's like Electric or something. Keeps going for the Vacuum Wave. And it looks like the Swamperts are going to be able to pull this one out. Wow, what the heck did I just witness? This was an epic game. Like, I did not watch these games beforehand, and I'm so glad that I didn't, because this was really, really exciting. Calm Mind Entei, like, oh my gosh, Sub-Calm Mind Entei. Really, really interesting. With Lava Plume, Hidden Power, I believe Electric. It could have been, yeah, it couldn't have been Grass, because, I mean, there's a chance it could have been like Ghost or something like that, but I guess it could only have been Ghost or Electric. And what else was crazy interesting? The Ice Fang Manectric, but that could have been a mistaken, mistake in a move choice or something. Maybe it should have been Hidden Power Ice. I don't know. Maybe it was just looking to get a freeze here and there. The Trick Room Belly Drum Slowking was pretty crazy. I did not expect that. Unfortunately, it got burned, so it didn't get a chance to shine. That would have been pretty cool. But also the Sand Slash. The Sand Slash really put in tons of work this game. If that Hippowdon was still around and didn't get crit by what I believe was a Scarf Hydro Pump, then that Sand Slash possibly could have won the game here. So, congratulations to the Swamperts for clinching their division, which will lead to them going on to the playoffs. And great game on both players' parts. Really brought some crazy stuff. This is what makes this type of play so exciting. It's really refreshing to see this type of innovation and this type of creativity, because you don't get to see it too much in more standard play. So congratulations again to the Swamperts. Great playing on both coaches' ends. And yeah, guys, definitely look forward to more games of the week because we will be back again with more uploads coming soon. So thank you all so much for watching, and seriously, have yourselves a fantastic day.